Hello everyone, and welcome to another amazing video. Have you ever seen a Japanese animation, also known as isekai anime, in which the main character appears weak but is incredibly powerful? If not, don't worry my friends, because today I'm going to tell you about 10 isekai anime where the main character starts weak but becomes overpowered, and I hope that these recommendations will be very helpful and interesting for all of you. So, let's get started. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Satoru Mikami, 37, is a typical corporate worker who is perfectly content with his monotonous lifestyle in Tokyo, save for the fact that he has never had a girlfriend. In the midst of a casual encounter with a colleague, he is stabbed by an unknown assailant on the streets. However, as he succumbs to his injuries, a strange voice echoes in his mind and recites a series of commands that the dying man cannot understand. When Satoru regains consciousness, he discovers that he has been reincarnated as a slimy goo in an unknown realm. As a result, he gains new abilities, most notably the ability to devour anything and mimic its appearance and abilities. He then comes across the sealed catastrophe-level monster, Storm Dragon Veldora, who has been imprisoned for the past 300 years for destroying a town. Satoru befriends him, sympathizing with his predicament and promising to help him destroy the seal. In exchange, Veldora bestows the name Rimuru Tempest on him in order to grant him divine protection. Rimuru, now free of the monotony of his previous life, embarks on a new journey with a specific goal in mind. As he adjusts to his new body, his gooey antics spread throughout the world, gradually changing his fate. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. Slimes are usually the easiest monsters to kill in role-playing games, and as a result, they yield few experience points. But what if you live long enough to keep defeating them for the next 300 years? Azusa Aizawa dies suddenly from severe exhaustion after many years as a corporate slave. She appears to be on her way to the afterlife when she meets a goddess who grants her immortality as well as a peaceful life in another world. Azusa spends her days tending to her farm, protecting the nearby village, and killing about 25 slimes per day, a routine that has been going on for at least 3 centuries. This rather monotonous cycle, however, begins to change when Azusa discovers that she has reached level 99, the highest possible level, through slimes alone. Despite her best efforts to conceal this fact for fear of jeopardizing her slow life, rumors of her strength spread. Soon, people from all over the continent, including the dragon Laika and the elf Halkara, begin to appear at her door, some seeking a fight, others seeking her assistance. Azusa discovers that she can live a far better life with others than she could alone, after meeting friends and acquaintances who quickly become family. Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Kade Hanju reluctantly agrees to try New World Online, a popular VRMNL played by thousands of people across Japan, after an enthusiastic invitation from a friend. She begins her journey by naming her in-game character Maple. As a complete newcomer to such games, she devotes all of her stat points to vitality in order to avoid injury. Maple has an extremely high defense despite having no points in any other stat, but she can't move quickly or hit hard. This does not, however, end badly for her. Maple gains powerful skills such as Total Defense, Poison Immunity, and Devour as a result of her high defense. These abilities, combined with the incredibly powerful items she acquires, allow her to annihilate most enemies in a single blow. Maple claims 3rd place in a server-wide event after only a few days of playing the game, establishing a reputation as a player who is both unkillable and absurdly powerful. Despite her powerful character, Kade has a lot to learn. She meets new friends and acquaintances as she progresses through the game, assisting her in completing new levels and events. Throughout her adventures, she may pick up some crazy skills that far exceed her expectations. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The 4 Cardinal Heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan who have been summoned to the kingdom of Melromark to save it. Melromark is a country besieged by the waves of catastrophe, which have ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. To defeat the waves, the 4 heroes are given a sword, spear, bow, and shield. Naofumi Iwatani, an otaku, is cursed with the role of shield hero. Naofumi is mocked and belittled by his fellow heroes and the people of the kingdom because of his lackluster offensive abilities and personality. When the heroes are given resources and comrades to train with, Naofumi sets out with Malty Melromark, the only person willing to train alongside him. However, he is soon betrayed by her and falsely accused of taking advantage of her. The people of Melromark then begin to discriminate against and hate Naofumi for something he did not do. Naofumi embarks on his journey of self-improvement and reputation building with a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart. Later on, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in, so Naofumi purchases Raphtalia, a demi-human slave on the verge of death, to accompany him on his journey. As the waves approach the kingdom, Naofumi and Raphtalia must fight for the kingdom's survival and protect the people of Melromark from their fate. How not to summon a demon lord. Nobody can match the power of the Demon King Diablo in the fantasy MMORPG Cross Reverie. He overpowers all who are foolish enough to confront him, as he possesses the game's rarest artifacts and an unrivaled player level. Despite his terrifying reputation, Diablo's true identity is Takuma Sakamoto, a reclusive gamer with no social skills. Takuma cares about nothing but his virtual life, defeating hopeless challengers day after day, that is, until a summoning spell suddenly transports him to another world where he has Diablo's appearance. Takuma is greeted in this new world that resembles his favorite game by the two girls who summoned him, Rem Gelu, a petite Pantherian adventurer, and Shara L. Greenwood, a busty elf summoner. In an attempt to subjugate him, they perform an enslavement ritual, but the spell backfires, and they become his slaves instead. Takuma decides to accompany the girls in finding a way to unbind their contract while learning to adapt to his new life as the menacing Demon King, as the situation becomes more awkward than ever. Jobless reincarnation. Despite being bullied, scorned, and oppressed his entire life, a 34-year-old shut-in mustered the courage to attempt something heroic, only for it to end tragically. In an unexpected turn of events, he awakens in another world as Rudius Greyrat, resuming his life as a baby born to two loving parents. Rudius quickly adapts to his new environment by retaining his memories and knowledge from his previous life. He begins to demonstrate magical talent that exceeds all expectations, honing his skill with the assistance of a mage named Roxy Megurdia. Rudius is taught swordplay by his father, Paul, and meets Sylphiette, a young girl who quickly becomes his best friend. As Rudius' second chance at life begins, he strives to make the most of his newfound freedom while overcoming his traumatic past. And maybe one day he'll find the one thing he couldn't find in his previous life: love. Kuma 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 Bear. Yuna, a shut-in but relatively wealthy 15-year-old, receives a bear costume from the game's administrators after fanatically playing the VRML World Fantasy Online for nearly a year. The outfit, while somewhat embarrassing to wear, turns out to have overpowered stats and effects that significantly boost her character's power. She is transported to another in-game world after accepting the bear equipment, preventing her from returning to reality. Yuna, perplexed and unable to log out, sets out to explore this new environment. She saves a young girl named Fina from wild wolves and leads her to the city of Cremonia. Yuna, on the other hand, stands out wherever she goes with her eccentric bear attire, and her reputation quickly rises to the point where people give her the nickname Bloody Bear. Yuna, unfazed by the change in her life, decides to play the role of an adventurer and fully immerse herself in her new world. Wise Man's Grandchild. Merlin Walford was once regarded as a national hero in the Kingdom of Earlshide, lauded for both his power and achievements. He prefers a quiet life, so he retreats deep into the rural woods, devoting his time to raising an orphan he rescued. This orphan is Shin, a regular salaryman from modern-day Japan who was reincarnated into Merlin's world while retaining his previous memories. Shin continues to amaze Merlin with his unparalleled talent in both magic casting and martial arts as the years pass. However, by his 15th birthday, it is clear that Shin has only developed his combat skills and nothing else, leaving him with obvious social awkwardness, a lack of common sense, and a mediocre sense of responsibility. Shin enrolls in the kingdom's magic academy to hone his skills and mature alongside other teenagers. However, living a normal life is impossible because he becomes a local celebrity almost immediately after arriving. Shin Wolford's high school life in the capital is followed in Kenja no Mago as he makes new friends, learns about the world, and fights the various forces of evil that surround him and his city. The Eighth Son, are you kidding me? Shingo Ichinomiya, 25, awakens in a new world and realizes he is in the body of a 6-year-old. Shingo learns from his memories of his stressful life working at a firm that the person he is occupying is Wendelin von Benno Baumeister, the 8th son of a poor noble family living in the countryside. Wendelin, now aware of his bizarre situation, strives to improve his financial and social standing. His newly discovered great magical aptitude may be exactly what he needs to accomplish that goal. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? Misato Kurihara has spent most of her life standing out from the crowd due to her exceptional personality, so she has never known the joy of having close friends or the experience of living a normal life. However, following her untimely death, she was transported to a divine realm to be reincarnated and was granted one wish to boot. Thinking about the ordinary life she had always desired, she wished to be born as a normal person with average abilities for the world she would resurrect in. Reborn as Adele von Aschem, the daughter of a nobleman, she possesses magical abilities far beyond the average. Still wanting to live the life she desired, she leaves her home and enrolls in a hunter school in a distant kingdom under the alias Mile. However, no matter how hard she tries to conceal her overwhelming power, achieving her goal will be difficult, especially when confronted with the crazy situations that ensue. So these were the top 10 isekai anime where the MC looks weak but is overpowered as hell. If you like this video, then make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any other video like this in the future. Also let me know some of your recommendations in the comment section down below. I'll see you in the next one.